What is up, ladies and gentlemen? You too. That's right. I'm Chris Smith, and today I'm going to be talking about Shadowhunters, Season 1, Episode 8. So let's get this thing started. Stay to the end. Don't be an asshole or a dick and actually watch the whole video, alright? So here's a basic thing if you didn't actually know for Shadowhunters. Pretty much, I'm just going to kind of stick to the basics. Simon is kind of becoming a vampire, if you already knew, and now Clary has to pretty much make a decision as to whether she wants to kind of keep him alive as a vampire or pretty much stake that some bitch in the ground. But that's the basic thing of this episode, right? Okay, so some things that I did enjoy, and I thought this was a very solid to like decent episode. There's not really much to talk about too much, so let's stay with the main focus points, which is Simon's, right? So the Simon stuff I thought actually did kind of work out pretty well. Sometimes it did seem a little bit like laughable, especially towards the end when he had his junkie fix for blood. I was kind of laughing at that. It did kind of seem a little bit foolish. Also, this episode I thought did a very good job of showcasing how much Clary kind of really did care for Simon. I think it really showed that she's willing to put herself on the line, I guess, in order to kind of save her friend. Sadly, it's just her friend, not more. But that's the basic thing. Now, some things that also kind of stay out for me personally was the conversation with Luke and Clary at the restaurant. I thought that was very good, showcasing that, is she doing it for herself? Is she doing it for selfish reasons to save Simon? Because, if it was her friend, she wants him to still be with her. Or is she just doing it for Simon's best benefit, which is to make him not become a vampire? So I thought that was interesting. Now, granted, when she does kind of save Simon, I do think it was a little bit selfish because why would you not? Why would you want him to kind of go through this type of shit as a vampire? It just kind of be like, come on, let him at least be out of his misery, pretty much, and at least it'd be a little bit more easier to explain to the mother where Simon is. You could just be like, he died or whatever it may be. So I thought that actually could have worked out a little bit more better. A couple other things was that the emotional stuff with Clary, it really didn't work out too well. When she first sees Raphael kind of like carrying him. That scene with her emotional crying was just terrible. A lot of the scenes in here with her kind of crying, it really didn't come across that very well. Maybe she's just not good at emotional scenes, and unfortunately there's a lot of them in here, so that's kind of bad. A couple of other things that really either didn't work or did work was I did like that it was very subtle that when Luke is doing a flashback, right? You see the Luke flashback. And granted, those actors are still shit, and I can't buy them at all. But you hear it very subtly, you probably also heard it, that Luke and Valentine are actually privatized. So that actually adds a very interesting element to their relationship. Now, granted, I wouldn't have expected that because when you look at a better example, which is Jason Alec, parapetite relationship, it seems a lot more different compared to like Luke's. So I thought that was interesting to see. Also, some things that really didn't particularly work was the Hodge scene and the Forsaken monster. What the fuck was that? Also the speed running. Speed running is terrible. It does not work. I don't know what the hell that was. It's awful. Pretty much. Also, it seemed like Hodge is only bound. I know he can't speak, but on certain things. But I feel like he's always bound to the fucking training or weight room, whatever it may be. Now, granted, I did like Malik in this episode for the most part. And it's kind of short or whatever. But I don't care if it's a guy or girl or two guys. When someone takes their shirt off and somebody's just watching, it is kind of cringeworthy. And that just kind of adds a awkward element to it. Also, I'm kind of like, it's nice to see that thing, but I do want them to kind of do something where it adds a little bit more depth to their relationship or whatever this may be, because it's just kind of like a crush thing. And I don't know if it's in the books. If it is, tell me. I'm wondering, is there going to add more depth to this thing? Because I feel like there's not really that much going. Now, granted, when Alex tells Clary one thing at the very beginning where he was just like, ever since we met you, you turned our world upside down. And I was just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Compared to Clary, the girl that on her 18th birthday found out about vampires and werewolves and mortal cups, and her father that's trying to kill her mother or whatever it may be. Like, your world got turned upside down? What the hell are you talking about, bro? But yeah, that was just what I was thinking. I was like, your world got turned upside down? You're nuts. You're fucking stupid. But when Simon does kind of get in the grave, she kind of decides to make Simon a vampire. Therefore, that kind of ends and whatnot. And then he kind of comes out of the grave. He's drinking blood or whatever. Raphael, I actually thought was actually pretty good. They added some depth to Raphael, the character, whatever. And I thought he actually, managed to be good. The funniest joke probably from him, corny but funny, was, even though I'm a vampire, I'm actually a good Christian. So that was actually funny. Now, granted, now it seemed like Simon's kind of pissed off at Clary. He may be going mad, but who knows? with this thing, but for a solid episode for the most part. And I did have some interesting and fun moments with it. But that's my review. Comment, subscribe, and like if you actually enjoyed this review. I'm Chris Smith, and I'm signing out.